Well, hello. Yeah, I'm out in my backyard for a change. It's so hot. Almost one of our hot days here in central New York. Supposed to get up to about 100 tomorrow. Very humid. So I'm outside sitting by a fire, but I cook over a fire. And the sunset, cooling off a little. I thought I'd tell this just a memory, a spot in time, as I call it. It's kind of poignant. Of course, with me, it's going to be something, yeah, sad or dark about it. But it's something that stayed with me. It kind of made an imprint on me at the time. Um, and that time would be, I would be about 10 years old. And we lived in a village, Sodus, New York. It was a long time ago, really, half a century ago. And it was a different world back then. It really was. I never thought I'd live to see the day where I could look back at my childhood, and it's like looking back to antique days, vintage. I lived in a quiet little village, really, much like where I'm at now, but bigger. Um, the house behind our house, that is to say, when I went in our backyard in the village, there was a street behind ours, of course, and there was houses on that street. And the people that were directly behind us were what I thought was the most perfect looking couple together. I liked these people. I never really knew them. It was a young man and a young woman, looked like they were in their 20s. Um, and I got to tell you, because of the time, the era, the clothing styles, hair, think of Barbie and Ken. Traditional Barbie and Ken dolls. That's what these two look like, more or less. I thought they looked like the perfect couple together. And every time I saw them, I just felt good. They seemed like they had the perfect love. And it just made me feel good to see them together. I got a really good vibe when I saw them. And I thought they looked like a modern day Adam and Eve, the perfect couple. And just a really good feeling every time I saw them. And they looked so complete, so happy together. They didn't have any children. We lived in an old house. Their house was a single story, kind of a more modern house. Nothing fancy. And I used to see them together, the man and the wife, behind the house working in the garden or cooking out. And they always waved to me, said hello, very friendly. And I really like these people. And, well, one day, I didn't see them for a while. And then my mother told me that the woman, the wife, had died. And they weren't very old. They were in their 20s. And it seems to me that she went into the hospital for some kind of surgery, what I recall my mother telling me, and she suddenly died. The perfect couple. And I didn't see the man for a while. I got to tell you, they were always very well dressed, very well groomed, in shape. Looked like a human Barbie and Ken doll, seriously. I didn't see the man for a while, and I felt really bad, really, really, really sad. And then I saw the man maybe a month later. I don't know if he just didn't come out of the house or if he went away, and I hardly could recognize him. His hair was unkempt, his clothes were messy. He didn't even look like himself. I think he had, maybe a beard started where before he didn't, and he was by himself. I just felt so bad for him. I remember it to this day. And then he went away or something. Suddenly, I saw him for a brief period of time, and he looked like I described: unkempt, disheveled, run down, depressed, scruffy, by himself. No more Ken doll. No, I mean, they were, before she died, they were like very well dressed, very well groomed, always together when I saw them, and just gave off this happiness. And then everything I just said, she suddenly died, I think from surgery that didn't go well. And then I didn't see him for a while, seems like about a month. And when I finally saw him, he looked like I described. He looked like another person. The exact opposite of what he was before. And then I didn't see him anymore. I don't know what happened to him. I only saw him for a brief period of time as described, and then I didn't see him ever again. And the house was empty as long as I can remember, until we moved out of there. We were living there for about 3 or 4 years, and the house just stayed empty. And that, I got to tell you, that left an impression on me when I was 10 years old. It was just something I saw that really stayed with me, and it kind of hit me deep. Good things happen to, or bad things can happen, hard things can happen to good people. And that was the end of the perfect couple. That's what they look like. How many times has that scene been acted out in history? I guess I've learned to just appreciate what you've got while you've got it, and cherish it while you've got it, and give thanks for it. And suddenly you don't have it anymore. Take the lesson of Job. Naked I came from the womb, and naked I shall leave this world. Ashes to ashes, and dust to dust. Glory be to God in the highest. If I was only like 10 years old. I think if I was older, I might have gone over and talked to the man, but I just, like a kid would to an adult, when I'd be in my backyard playing, I would see him and his woman there, pretty close by in their yard, and they were always so pleasant, so upbeat, so in love, and very, very polite and decent to me. That's it. That's just a spot in time in my life when I was 10 years old. I think that was my first brush in life with that kind of thing where, you can call it whatever you want to call it. Nature is indifferent. I don't know, whatever you want to make of it. This is my fire pit. I was thinking about making a video on how to make this fire pit, because I've bought them for like $160, $170, and they don't even get through the summer. They burn out. But these cinder blocks here, I don't know, about $45 in cinder block, not even $35 in cinder blocks. I got these on Amazon. They go to a barbecue grill. I can give the link for that. They fit perfectly over it. Cast iron. So that's good luck on the grill. And then this little thing. This comes off like a $10 barbecue It's worth, if nothing else, just to get the lid, because they last forever. And I'm telling you, I'm all set to cook. I got oak wood, hickory, and maple, and a wood-fired bread oven behind me. This literally is my kitchen in the summer. No exaggeration. I'm not cooking anything over it tonight because I cooked pizza, which came out pretty darn good. But I'm thinking about making a video how to make grill included for $75 roughly, how to make this pit. And it'll last you. It'll last you a lifetime. Because every once in a while these bricks will break from the heat. I think I've replaced 2 of them in 3 years. They're $3 a brick, not even some places. So you just get another one and put a new one in. So it'll last you a lifetime. And these aren't going to break. These are cast iron. And they're made to fit it. And it's half of what I paid for these made in China backyard barbecue grill sets that are garbage. They won't even get you through a year. And they definitely won't do as good a job as this. You can set your beer down on it, or your Pepsi, or your tea, or whatever you're having. Pretty cool, huh? So, I just thought I'd share that. Ghost stories, I've got a few going on. Nothing I really care to talk about right now. I'm working, and I'm still planning to go back to France, hopefully, God willing, for 3 months this time. I'm going to stay in a couple different places, but we'll see what happens. And so I'm working to save money for that. All my income from my job goes for that. And then, because I can only stay for 3 months in Europe, on just a passport, I'd have to get a visa to stay longer. And to get a visa, I've got to show them where I plan to live, and Airbnb doesn't count. So I got to go somewhere else for a few months because I do not want to be in this town for another winter. Forget it. All alone. If I wasn't all alone, maybe I'd have a different look on it, but I'm not with anybody. I don't even have a dog. I was going to get a dog the other day. The Amish that live outside of town, I'm driving to Cortland, and they every year, once a year, they have a sign that says puppies for sale, and they are rat terriers, which is what I want. And I said, oh, looks like I'm going to get a dog, a little bundle of joy. So I went to Cortland, I did some grocery shopping. 40 minutes later, I drove back through, and they were all sold that quick. So no dog. I guess if I'm traveling, I'm thinking also after France, I don't know, I've got to go somewhere for a few months. Someplace that isn't part of the European Union. Someplace warm, Mediterranean. I'm thinking of the island of Crete, or not Crete, Cyprus. I don't want to stay where there's Muslims. And Cyprus is segregated, and the Muslims, Turkish Muslims, they're on the northern tip of Cyprus, and the rest of Cyprus is almost completely Roman Catholic. So I'll be definitely staying in that area. The crazy world we got going on right now, and the value of the dollar is not doing so hot. Everything remains to be seen, of course. God's plans. Wish you were sitting here next to me. Having a zombie dust, which is my current favorite beer. And I worked today, a 9-hour shift in the hot. I worked hard labor in the hot sun. Not all of it in the sun, but it was really a hot day today. So I guess that's about it. Take care and God bless.